All right, so just a little bit of information about myself. My name is Shequetta Toussaint. I am a lover of all things cooking, crafting, traveling, meeting new people. Basically, I've never met a stranger because I can talk to anybody. I have two daughters, 17 and 18, and I have been married to the love of my life for the last 24 years. Um, this running a home-based business is not a hard task. So please, 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 please don't think that it is. The travel industry is growing day by day. So just know that if you don't get it in the first couple of days, trust me, it takes time, as with any other job that you've ever had. Um, what else can I say about myself? I love life. I love family. I love spending time with my family. I love music, to sing, all of that great stuff. That's just a little known few facts about me. But when it comes to running a home-based business, know that it is a day-by-day process. What I mean by that is know that you will not jump into this business and become a millionaire overnight. Work has to be put into it. Hang on a second, you guys. Let me open up my notebook to make sure I answer all your questions that were posted in the chat. What else can I say? So let me give you a little insight on my other business. And it's not just mine, it's mine and my husband's, and my kids help out. We have what we call an independent video production business. At one time before COVID, we would go out and shoot television commercials. We did graphic commercials where if you had pictures or video footage, we put those commercials together in regards to whatever you were trying to fulfill. So the name of the business is actually Focus Films, and Focus Films was our baby and still is our baby. But the thing about Focus Films is, with it being a production company, we don't just produce commercials. My husband is the voice of Focus Films. He is a voice actor with many different characters in his head, or many different characters that he can portray. So you've got just a few that he's done. He's done a mob boss in a commercial. He has done the Holy Ghost Field church guy, the Mexican, the Hispanic, or what have you. Just a bunch of different characters. With that being said, close that door. With that being said, let me see how I can say this. There's a lot of different avenues that you can take. In running a home-based business, you have got to be, one, organized, very, very organized. And I say that because my phone is my lifeline, and I'm actually trying to pull up something else. So if you see me guys looking down, that's just why. But my phone is my lifeline. My phone is what helps me to go about my day if I'm not writing it down. Things about having a home-based business is you need to know your business. And what I mean by that, you need to know the ins and outs of it. So I'll use Focus Films as an example. With that being said, I know Focus Films produces commercials. I know we do radio ads. I know we do political campaigns. I know that and it's crazy. You might think I'm crazy when I say this, but Focus Films has also done funerals for deceased family members where their families couldn't come, and we videoed the entire funeral and everything, put it to DVD, make cases that look like your movie cases that you would buy out of a store, and provide it to the client. We've done that. We've done We've produced television shows. We've done major music videos that have hit mainstream TV, BET, MTV, just a whole lot of things we've done. But on the back end of that business, my husband has been the editor. On the business side of that business, I'm the one who schedules the appointments. I'm the one who sends out the invoices. I'm the one who makes sure that we get paid. And being with that being said, even we've been in business 25 years, 25 years. I still recently just came across invoices that were sent out that I saved because for tax purposes. And I say that because as a home-based business, you never know when you're going to get audited. So if you send out an invoice and you get paid for that invoice, you always want to make sure that you save that information. Another thing about running a home-based business is the fact that you've got to have goals set. Set your goals, follow up with them, and constantly remind yourself of those goals. Put them on a bulletin board, stick them to the flat surface of your laptop. Make daily reminders of the goals that you have set for your business. Set a motto. I'll even say that, set a motto. Now, with us being a small entity in today's market, when you look at the television and commercials and IT and all of this, one of our mottos is we're small enough, but big enough to care, which means just because I'm not a big company and I don't have this big elaborate building that you can walk into and say, hey, I need a commercial, does not mean that we cannot do the job, because we can. And I'll tell you even this, based on how long we've been in this business, and as long as we've been in this business, we've got the fastest turnaround rate based off of all of the clients that we have. Other things that, people have asked is, well, how do you do it? How do you get started? Write out a plan for it. It took some time. This started out as a hobby with my husband and his dad. My father-in-law actually used to do storybook weddings, and to see everything that he was doing in the time that he was doing it, it was like, man, I could do that. Really? You really sitting here telling me I can't do this? But when you look at it from that standpoint, as much work as he put into it, with us, it was, I want to still do the work, but not as much work as he's doing, but I still want to get paid and make that kind of money. So we took it from the hobby side of it, the church events, your weddings, your parties, your Mardi Gras balls. We took it from that side and took it to the commercial side, because other than your television companies in our area, that's the only people that were doing commercials. Now there's a lot of people out here that, oh, I've got a video business, or I do this and I do this, but everybody's quality is not the same. With that being said, another thing you want to think about is, tell everybody about your business. I don't care if you walk into the grocery store and you're paying the cashier and they strike up a conversation. Well, how you doing today? Oh, hi, I'm Shequetta. I'm a travel agent. Do you travel? Start up a conversation. You would be so surprised at how often people want to talk about traveling, being at the fact that we have always, or the last couple of years, we have been cooped up in our houses and not able to go anywhere. In telling somebody about your business, like I stated earlier, know all facets of your business. If it's something you're unsure of, ask them, can I get back to you? But make a note to say, you know what, okay, Faith called me and Faith wants to go here, but I'm not really familiar with that area. Give them a time frame as to, when you're going to, talk back to them, get their telephone number, their email address. You want to always stay in contact as a home-based business, because you are not out there advertising, like turning on a TV and, oh, I see a commercial for Eclipse Global Travel. No, that's not it. So until you brand yourself out there and say, you know what, people can look at my logo and say, okay, that EG, I know it stands for Eclipse Global. Think about where you want to go in this business, how long you want to do this business. Trust me, you guys, it's not hard. When we first started doing this, I didn't know the first thing about running a business. I did not. I really didn't. I had some insight, but the the background of running a business, I had no earthly idea. Do your homework, research it. If it's something you're unaware of and you don't know, research it. I look up everything. If we're traveling somewhere, I look it up. When I was before getting into this business and us starting this home-based business, I was a professional truck driver. People are like, oh God, she drove the big trucks. Yes, I drove a big truck. And I didn't just do it by myself. My husband and I, we drove team across country nonstop. The only time we stopped was to take a bath, wash clothes, and grab a hot meal. So they was like, well, what made you do that? It was just something that I was traveling at one time, and an older white lady was in her truck, gray hair, had a headset on with a phone, and she had a chameleon paint job truck. And on the side of her truck, it said, go granny, go. And I told my husband, when I get grown, I want to be just like her. Well, I was grown. I went to school. I learned how to drive the truck, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. With that being said, that was a goal of mine. That was a goal that said, I'm a go-getter. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. With this business, this travel business, everybody can do it. You just got to put in a little work. Another thing that I was asked about was, how do you stay motivated? Personally, I'm self-motivating. When I know it's something out there that I want to do, I motivate myself. That's what makes me get up. My phone is always in my hand looking at I read the chats. I see what's going on. I may not always respond, but I see what's going on. I'm looking at everything. And in this business, you've got to look at everything, because trust me and believe me, when I tell you that there's always somebody, when you put that certificate up that says, I'm a travel agent, now all eyes are on you. Everybody wants to see, well, what is she going to do with this business? Is she going to do it? Is she going to give up? What is she going to do? That's the thing about having a home-based business. Constantly updating yourself. Show the people that you've posted to that you are truly, truly serious about this business. Now, don't get me wrong. I have 2 teenage kids, one a young adult, one almost a young adult, and a husband. We have other things that's going on, but like I told you guys, my phone is my lifeline. Being consistent, everything with my phone, everything goes in my phone. If my notebook is not by me, if my calendar is not by me, basically what I'm doing is I have a notepad app. If it's something I need to write down for this business, I'll put it in that notepad. My emails are linked to my phone. Everything related to my Focus Film business, my personal emails, this travel business, everything is in my phone. So if I was to lose my phone, I'd be lost. My phone is like my Bible. That's my go-to. And you have to have something that you can rely on that's going to help you move about your day. A question was, how do I keep focus at home? Focus, let me see. First of all, God is my number one focus. That's who helps me get through the day. When I think my day is not going through, I might say a quick prayer and say, okay, Lord, I need you to touch me, wrap your hands around me, give me the strength and the confidence to know that I can do this job. That's me. When I stay focused, I look at the reason I'm doing this business, this travel business and Focus Films. All of that is for my kids, because like I stated in the introduction, my kids also work our business. My kids are camera women, camera young women. They run camera. They might take pictures. My oldest daughter works in the Adobe suite with her dad when he needs help. So that's my kids are my motivation. My second motivation is one, myself being a woman in this industry and making sure that my kids see an example of somebody that's a go-getter, somebody that does not have a problem. I'm just not getting up and doing nothing today. I'm staying in the bed and I don't feel like doing nothing. And that's it. I don't want them to become independent and see that. So that's why they are my biggest motivation. That's where my focus comes in. Um, Janet asked the questions, how do you come up with the good work-home life balance from working from home? I've separated my personal life and my business life. Let me say it like that. Everything for myself and my family, everything is color coded in my phone, in my calendar. I have a color. My color is purple. My oldest daughter's is red. My husband's is green. My youngest daughter's is pink. If it's anything dealing with their school, it's a royal blue. That's how I separate life from my business. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times when I'm on the go out running errands or getting something done. That's how I know my calendar. I set reminders to say, okay, tomorrow you've got a dentist appointment at 9 o'clock. Okay, I know at 9 o'clock, I can't do nothing for my business until I get to the dentist office and check in while I'm waiting for them to call my name. But when it comes to being at home, you have to set a time frame. So if you want to get up at 6 in the morning and work from 6 to 10, work your business from 6 to 10. If you want to take a break and say, okay, I'm gonna take an hour or 2 hour break, take a break, just like this is a regular job, you guys. Don't let this become so frustrating where it's like, oh God, I don't know if I could do this because I've got all of this stuff going on in my life, but I want to work this business and I want this business to be successful. Know that it can be very, very successful. You've just got to push pause and, like somebody told me, take a piece of paper and draw it straight down the middle. Put your personal stuff on this side, put your business stuff on this side, and then see how you can make them mesh where it becomes cohesive and say, okay, this is all I had to do. Trust me, it works. I've been doing this a very, very long time, and between trying to balance life and at one time I had a business, my kids were in regular school, I had another job, and still trying to be a wife and a mom all at the same time. And I did it. I'll give you another example. 2005 to 2010, I lived in the Midwest. My husband was driving a tour bus. I had a 4 and a 5-year-old. No, they were younger than that. I won't say 2005. Let's say 2007. I had a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old going to school. I was also a college student. So I was a college student. I ran a business. I volunteered at both of their schools. And I was the assistant director of Girl Scouts in St. Louis. People ask, how do you do that? Because I separated each one of those jobs and I color coded it. When I needed to do something for Girl Scouts, I knew I had a time frame, 3 in the afternoon to 5. That was Girl Scouts. In the morning time when we got up, I knew I had to get my girls ready to bring them to school, drop them off at school. Well, if I'm a volunteer, I'm gonna stay at the school and I'm a volunteer at one school from 9 to 11. From 11 to 12, I'm gonna take a break. From 1 to 3, I'm gonna go to the other school and volunteer then. That's all you have to do. It is not as hard as you think it is. Don't overstress, you guys. Don't say, well, no, I can't do this. Yes, you can. If take the negativity out, take the doubt out, write out positive affirmations and say, I can do this. And I may see if I still have it on my other laptop when I go back downstairs and see, and I'll post these positive affirmations in the chat and pick the ones that, that speak to you. Faith asked the question, can you explain how to get set up with the school system as a vendor? So Focus Films is actually a vendor for the parish's school board system here. And it was kind of easy for us because somebody we knew, or somebody that knew us and knew what Focus Films entailed, told this person, oh, well, you need an instructional video or you need a training video. That's John and Shequetta, that's Focus Films. So he called us, and at the time we were not vendors for the school board system. So basically all you do is you call your local school board, you ask them, hey, I'm a travel agent. I'd like to book travel for the different events that you guys have throughout the school year. What is it that it's going to take for me to become a vendor? Most of the time it's a small application, your name, your business name. If you have a tax ID number, if you don't, it's not necessary, because it's same way like this business, it's 1099. You're an independent contractor going in to do some work for the school. And then they'll usually have a vendor form where you basically reiterating what you already put on the initial form, your name, your business name, your address, your telephone number, your email. Then you send it back to them, drop it off however they ask for it. And within maybe 24 to 48 hours, you'll get an email and say, okay, thank you. We just wanted to let you know you've been approved for a vendor. Okay, well, in my city, there are 10 to 12 different high schools, plus you got your middle schools and your elementary schools. So then it'd be up to you to reach out to that particular school and say, hey, my name is Shequetta Toussaint. I'm a travel agent. I know you guys, especially high school, I know you have National Junior Honor Society. I know you guys have Beta. And here in Louisiana, Beta is a big thing. They have a big conference that is, oh my God, it's wonderful. Would you be interested in me booking the travel arrangements for your Beta conference? And if they say yes, then that's when we do what we do best. We go to work and start fixing all of that. I've got another friend, her daughter is in the local band and they're getting ready to go to band competition in New Orleans. Now, she also is a travel agent, but because it was another school that was inviting them, the travel agent parent for her band student is the one that's booking the travel for that particular event. How do you go about being consistent every day, and what did it look like for your business? In the beginning, it was hard because of all of the different jobs that we did. We did commercials, we did radio voiceovers, we did training videos. Yeah, if many of you have traveled and have seen the casinos, the Isle of Capri, the Isle of Capri used to be one of our vendors. And we did training videos for them, went and walked the property, got employees into the videos, which was a whole lot of fun because they was like, oh God, we never thought we'd be on camera like this. You would be very, very surprised at how many people are interested in trying to find out, well, if I don't have to do the work to find this travel information, can you do it for me? Yes, I can do it for you. When it comes to being consistent, it has to be an everyday thing. It can't be, I'm gonna do it today, skip tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna do it the next 2 days after that. The same thing that you set up to do every day. So let's say my business hours are from 9 in the morning to 9 p.m. and which basically they are because I'm a night owl. I stay up, I work all day long, every day on something. I'm doing something. Well, you get an email that says, okay, and I'm gonna use some people that's in here. Sarah sent me an email and said she wants to go to Disney in California. I find out the information and she's got all of this in her email, the date she want to go, the time she wants to go, how many people, their ages, everything. Just like we qualify, she's already qualified for me, but I still need to get some other information. But while she's responding to my emails, because I know she's working and she can't talk to me right now, I'm gonna start putting in the work to get the information she needs. That's what I mean by consistency. You never want your customers, your clients, you never want them to have to wait on you to provide them that information. We had, as a matter of fact, I just had a meeting with a client before I started this, and that was another reason I was late. So please excuse me for that. He is a gospel artist, but he's also a minister, and he wants us to help brand him, create an IG page, Twitter page, Facebook page, and he's somewhat tech savvy, but he's not. So now I've got to go in and help create this information for him, and then get him connected with all of these different social media platforms. Branding is not hard. You tell me what you want me to know about you, because don't let anybody assume what you are about. Don't let them assume what your business is about. Be straight up. I'm a travel agent. I can book this, and this. If you're unsure, don't list it. Don't list it just yet. Don't list that particular one until you're sure about it. You always want to stay on top of what you know about your business, because I'm a travel agent, but I might not do the same things you do. I may not specialize in the same things that you specialize in. I may just do cruises. I may just do Disney. I may not know anything about cabin rentals or whatever. I may not. I can tell you some good things about renting a car because I've done it, but it's some things I may not be able to do like you. You also want to make sure you're constantly updating yourself. If something changes, update it. Don't let me see how I can say this. Don't let other people say, well, she did this for me, but she didn't do it for me. Well, that might not be something you're doing again. So if any situation changes in your business and it's out there branded on your website, on your business cards, on a Facebook page, any social media, if it changes, you need to change it, because you don't want nobody to get the wrong idea about what you do as a travel agent, what you do as a businesswoman, what you do as a businessman. You always want to stay ahead of everybody else, because you want to put your best foot forward, but you always want to make that lasting impression. And I say that because with our focus film business, everybody knows that's a business where if you see John, you see Shequetta. If you see Shequetta, you see John. If you see both of them, you're bound to see both of their daughters, because we're always together when it comes to doing business. Another question that was asked was, how do you secure leads during your everyday routine? So with my focus film business, we actually worked with sales representatives from the TV stations, sales representatives at the radio station, and then it was just basically by word of mouth. When you create a business, know that that business has to mean something, not just to you, but anybody that you come in contact with. Because, and I say that because with our production company, people know that when we provide them a product, it's going to be spot on. It's not going to miss nothing. And if we messed up something, know that we're going to go in and rectify it and fix whatever we messed up, a misspelled word, a misspelled name, whatever it is. You always want to make sure that you leave that customer happy. You want to make sure that that customer is going to come back to you no matter what. With my husband, on the other hand, because he has the voice, the voice to do all of these different characters and to do everything and make everything look and sound good, it just makes it so much easier for us. Another question was, other than word of mouth, do you use any other type of advertising, school, church newsletters, etc.? As a production company, we do have a promo that my husband built for us. But other than word of mouth for us at that particular business, no, we've never advertised. It's always been word of mouth because of the quality of work that we've done. Now, because a lot of people knew that my husband worked in radio and he had that voice, people have come to us or people have called us and say, hey, does he do church announcements? Yes, he's done church announcements. Well, what about this? Can you make me a flyer? Yes, we could make you a flyer. We could design a logo. We don't necessarily do websites, but I'm actually starting to dabble in that now. But anything can be done. When it says about the advertising, we have advertised with the promo on Facebook, because it's a free platform. Instagram is a free platform. We've also have, I believe he has a YouTube page. And with that being said, you want to put whatever information you want to put out there about your business, however you want to advertise. Because I saw before this meeting started that somebody asked in the chat about creating flyers. Poster my wall. I love poster my wall because you don't have to have it printed through them. You could take a screenshot of a flyer that you create. And if you got friends that you know that they love to travel, you could text that flyer. And I'll even put that one up because I did one for my family reunion that was supposed to take place earlier this year on poster my wall with a Hawaiian theme to it. And it came out so good. You could create flyers in Canva. Now, if you don't have that artistic flair and think, oh God, I can't, this doesn't look good, and you want to reach out and get somebody to professionally create your flyers, hey, I'm here. I don't mind helping out. I could walk you through it in either of those platforms. If you want it professionally done, I don't think my husband would mind doing it, and everything is reasonably priced. Another question was, are there any tax write-offs for things we use in a home-based business? Yes, there are. Cell phone, light bill, internet, and many people want to know, well, how do you do that? So I'm going to tell you how I first started doing tax write-offs. Like my office that I'm sitting in now, and I'd show it to you, but it's a mess and it needs to be revamped. But I take the square footage of my room versus the square footage that's in my house and calculate it. And you can find the formula for it on Google or whatever. Then when it comes to the internet, same thing. I look at the total cost of my internet bill, and I look at all the rooms in my house that use internet. And then I take that and divide it by my bill. I take my bill and divide it by the number of rooms or devices that's using internet in my house. And that's how I take a percentage of my bill and write it off on my taxes. You write off ink, paper, if you buy a laptop, a printer, anything that's business related, any fees that you pay, like I pay for Canva is $12.99 a month. That's a tax write-off for me. My cell phone bill. Then somebody asked about gas mileage and stuff like that. I love QuickBooks Self-Employed because you can link a card to it, and every time you swipe that card, it automatically saves that receipt for you. And then all you do is go in and run a report and separate what was business and what was personal. Same thing with mileage. If this was all business related, that trip, them 7-8 miles, that was business related. If it was 10 miles that was personal and 6 miles that was business, you separate it that way, and QuickBooks will help you do it. Same thing with trying to determine what taxes I'll owe at the end of the year for as being a 1099 independent agent. QuickBooks Self-Employed will help you do that. That one is also a fee. I think it's like $6.99 for the smallest version of QuickBooks, and then $14 or $16.99. That anything you have to pay for this business, Calendly is a tax write-off because there's a fee for that. After that trial, Canva, there's a fee for that. all of these things can be a tax write-off. What else? I think that's all of the questions I had. So if you guys want to open up and ask questions of something that I may have missed or I didn't cover it, you're welcome to do so, because I think that's all I have. I had on my laptop, I had a cute little PowerPoint I wanted to share with you guys and show you guys pictures of me and some other stuff I had put in. But, of course, technology is technology and it doesn't work when you want it to work. So
I don't want to know.
hush up, John. And that was my husband, John, y'all just heard. Anybody got any questions? And Victoria, I do agree with you. Everything goes into my Google Calendar and it will become your best friend. When you go to Kalindi and go into the trainings that Jody posted, it'll click. Do you want me to save this to your calendar? I do that. That's how I get notifications of what's what. But then, like I said, because it's 4 of us in my family, everything is color coded. So that way I'll know, okay, if I'm out and we're at a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment and they want to reschedule in a week or 2 weeks, first of all, I got to open up my calendar and see what's going on before I can tell you yes or no that I could take that particular appointment. So
oh, I have a question. Sorry.
Okay, Sierra, what you got?
Hi, everybody. So, okay, really quickly, it might be a silly question. I'm not sure, but
nothing is ever silly.
That is so true. So if I started my business in 2020 and I don't get any commissions until 2021, and I don't get any commissions till next year, can I still write off all that stuff, like as far as like my internet bill and all that stuff?
Yeah, you have a legitimate business. It was something. So think about it like this. You start a brand new job, you don't make a whole lot of money, but you still have to file your taxes the following year, right? Same thing. Just because you haven't got paid for that, if you had, okay, so I'll use myself for instance. I have another job outside of this and my other business. With that being said, I pay for Canva, $12.99. Like I told you, I pay $12.99 a month for Canva. That's a tax write-off because it's for my business. I've already created, like with Yolanda. Yolanda did her first booking and I went in and created a flyer with Yolanda on that flyer. I used it, so it's a tax write-off. Just because you're not going to get your commissions for it now does not mean, oh, I got to wait till 2023 when I file my 2022 taxes because of the money I brought in. No, you still write off whatever you're paying for, internet, phone, lights, whatever you're paying for this business, for you to make this business successful, write it off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Y'all so quiet. Hello. Okay, Victoria, I got you. What kind of list are you making? Faith, you got any other questions for me, or did I cover everything that you needed to know?
Oh, one more question. Are
Go
you
ahead.
or is anyone, but are you going to be doing any like tax prep kind of webinars? Because I'm going to need that.
I probably can. Personally, I use TurboTax. I've been using TurboTax for a while now. And I use them because I used to go to H&R Block. And we have been using H&R Block for years and years and years, but it seems like the more in depth my business became, the agent that was doing my taxes, she didn't know anything. So it was either I go research it myself or find me somebody else to do my taxes. So one year I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go look and I'm gonna start researching it. And I found TurboTax. Well, TurboTax actually walks you through everything step by step. They also have it where if you get stuck, you could reach out to a certified public accountant and ask the question. So I've been using them. They also have a self-employed plan. It's a little pricey. It's actually not as pricey as others. And basically when we do it, I have them take it out of my taxes. When we get something back, I have them take it out of there. So I don't have to worry about paying them right off or whatever. But this is 21. I've probably been using TurboTax for the last 10 to 12 years. And it's all worked out. Only thing I say is if you're gonna write off gas, any supplies that you buy, whether it's ink for a printer, a laptop, whatever you buy, make an envelope and put your travel business on it and put whatever the receipt is, put that receipt in that envelope. That way, when it comes time for you to do your taxes or start to itemize what you're going to write off, you have everything in one place. You don't have to say, oh God, what did I do with that receipt? Or what did I do with this receipt? Make sure there's a envelope in my truck for when we leave. If we go eat and it's talk about somebody about business, that receipt is in there. And I put who was in the meeting, what we talked about, because you're not scanning in the back of the receipt, you're only scanning the front of the receipt in. So that's why I like the QuickBooks Self-Employed, because I could swipe my card and that receipt will populate in my QuickBooks Self-Employed. And I'm gonna see if I could pull it up and show it to you guys, see if I could do it on my phone. Where is it? QuickBooks. So the app is a green circle with a QB in it, and it says Intuit QuickBooks. So it tells you first, let's auto track your expenses. It says link accounts. It says mileage 2021, and then it says taxes, and you can customize it. So if I was to go in and put in let's see, quarterly taxes. Well, let me add some. Go back. I want to customize my taxes. It's not being my friend. Hang on a second. All right, let's talk about mileage. So because my QuickBooks account is when I travel or whatever, the other day I went 1.37 miles in my truck. It basically told me to drive them 1.377 miles. It was 77 cents for that trip. I went 4.89 miles and it was $2.74. So QuickBooks will tell you the average cost or the potential deductions you could take for any miles traveled, and that way it'll make it easier for you to calculate gas mileage for your taxes. Evangelina, you're welcome. And then you guys are also welcome to shoot me a message on Messenger. I think I'm also on Telegram. My phone is always near me or close by somewhere, but I check the chats. Like I say, I may not be in the chats all the time, responding, but I'm in the chat seeing what's going on, because that's how you learn. You read, you learn, because I can promise you, Sierra said, oh my God, this may be a crazy question. No question is crazy. No question is dumb, because the dumbest question is the one that you don't ask. And I learned that a long time ago. You want to know something, ask a question. You're not sure about it, ask a question. That's the only way you're going to be able to make this business very, very successful. Anybody else?
Shequetta?
Yeah.
Hey, I'd just like to thank you personally. You did a great job and we really learned a lot. Faith is on another call right now and she was here for the beginning, but had to take a phone call. But we do thank you so much. I actually learned a lot and I need to get busy here. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anybody else got any questions? Something you're curious about? Oh, you're welcome, Ashley. You too, Sierra, you're welcome. I'm not the smartest person when it comes to business, but I'll tell you, I will research and research and research till I turn blue in the face on anything that I want to know. Because one of my favorite things to say is knowledge is power. You can learn as much as you want to, and always remember, nobody can take it from you. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for showing up. Just know that I'm here. I'm here to help in any way that I can, whether it's to walk you through a tutorial on how to create a flyer, whatever I can do to help, I'm here to help. Like I say, if you need something done for your business commercially, reach out and we can talk about it outside of here. If you don't want to share, and you guys can actually go, my Facebook business page is Eclipse Global and it's EC, and I'll put it in the chat. Well, if I could spell it, Eclipse Global. Business. And then you can see my banner on Facebook. I didn't know really what I wanted my logo to look like, and I'll kind of give you the story behind the name of Eclipse Global. So Eclipse Global is, like I told you guys, my motivation are my daughters. Eclipse Global is all about them. One of my daughters was born in the morning time, and one of my kids was born in late evening. And when you put the sun and the moon together, you get an eclipse. So that's how I came up with my name, Eclipse Global. All of us have one of them, the one that was born in the morning time, has a necklace that's a sun. The other one, her necklace is a moon. But I have a ring with the moon and the sun in it. So that's basically how I came up with my name. I wanted it to be something catchy that somebody would remember. Same thing with my email. My email is called Mauricia Creations, but it's a combination of both of their names. It's Amari is my oldest daughter and Sierra is my youngest daughter. So I took the first part of Mari's name, the M-A-R-I, and the CIA and Sierra's name and put them together. So you always want to think about what you want your business to be, where your name comes from, and I'll give you some insight. John and Faith Taylor, their business is Leap of Faith. That's what drew me to them, the name. It was catchy. It was something I could remember. And I was like, you know what? That is so cool. And then when I talked to her and thought about what her name was, and I was like, and I found out the story behind where her name came from. And it was just like, I was meant to find that name. So you want something that's catchy. You want something that's an eye catcher, even when it comes to logos and business cards, and you want all of that. I also do a digital business card when I'm then passed out everything else. And somebody, I met a guy the other day when I went to jury duty a couple of weeks ago. And we were talking, or he heard me talking. He said, "Oh, you're a travel agent?" And I said, "Yeah." "You got a card?" And at the time I didn't, because you couldn't, nowadays you can't bring but a little or nothing inside the courthouse. So I was like, I can send it to you. He said, "How?" I said, "What's your cell phone number?" He's like, "Oh man, that's great. I'm gonna go talk to my wife," because we were talking about going somewhere with our kids, and I'm gonna go talk to my wife, and I'm gonna tell, to have my wife call you, or I'll call you or send you something. And I come to find out, he knew somebody, he knew my little brother. And I was like, "See, this is so cool." He's like, "Man, you just don't know how much trouble it is trying to find travel arrangements for X amount of people, and it's a bunch of us." And I'm like, "All you need to do is reach out." And he's reached out. So I'm actually working on some stuff for him too. So just know that, you guys, this group that we're in is so supportive. Everybody is here to help everybody. There's nothing you can't do. So just remember, if you don't take nothing else away from this meeting, remember the positive affirmations. And I'm gonna go, let me write that down. I'm gonna go and post that in the chat so you guys can see it. And then, like I say, you just take from it what you got. So if nobody else has any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. And we'll just go from there. If you guys want to hang out and talk, then we'll just go from there. But I do appreciate all of you being here. And I hope I was helpful in sharing something that will help you become successful in your business.